Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. And sometimes I swear, and I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. There's a subject that I want to talk about that's important to me and a lot of people. And like I said, this is only my opinion. So today I'm going to be talking about the way the video is going to be. The world is going crazy. Yeah, it basically is with what's going on with the prices of food going high, which I think is terrible. Like we don't have a say on how food prices are going, seafood costing like 20. I was at the supermarket, it was $20 for seafood. Who can afford that? Unless you have a lot of money, it's like $20. I can only do afford salmon burgers, and they're like 10 or 12, but you get four. So I decided to say, what the hell, I'll splurge on that. And steak is another thing that's wicked expensive. So a lot of people I constantly say you're going to be vegetarians. If you do canned meat, that's expensive too. This is a rant over the canned food. It's very expensive food. Produce is expensive. Everything is. It's like $2 or $3 for fruit. I buy a lot of canned applesauce and stuff like that because I can eat that. I'm also a moderate prepper. I'll tell you about that toward the end, middle of the video. And I'm upset about the gas prices. The gas prices, I know in some states it's probably more or less. It depends where you live. I live in Massachusetts. It's like $3.50 or whatever. Sometimes it goes up and then it goes down. And the stock market is, I think, going down too. I don't watch the YouTube because I don't watch the news because it's 90% of the time I don't watch the news because it's negative. And then what happened with Trump being assassinated attempt, and then the mudslinging on both parties, I don't like. And I don't like Trump at all because he's nasty. I think he's a narcissistic. This is my opinion. Let's try to be, thoughtful of everybody's feelings. I do not like him at all. I think he's a narcissistic person. Anyway, and what he says about Harris being either black or Indian, you can be both. And then he said about Jewish people that if they vote for they pretty much calling Jewish people vote for Democrats dumb or stupid. He didn't say that, but silly. But silly, I looked it up, means dumb. So, saying name calling ain't gonna make anybody happy. And I think he's not mentally there. Trump, I think his health is deteriorating. I know Joe Biden left because his health is deteriorating. And I did see that new Tim guy. I think if everything goes according to plan, I said I wasn't going to vote, but I'm going to vote for her. I think I vote for the people I feel like I have the conscience to do. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not going to vote." That's your, if you don't want to vote, that's up to you. I give, whatever. If you want to vote for Trump, that's your prerogative. But I'm not because I don't like him and what he stands for. He reminds me of Nixon, and Nixon was against certain people. If you were around, you would know that. He did. I don't like Nixon. I was a little kid, but what I saw documentaries, he was against blacks, he was against gays, he was against pretty much everybody. So unless you were white, so I don't like Trump. He's against a lot of people, and he's putting down Harris's family and says people are cheating. Ha! He cheated on his wives, so I'm not. That's as far as I'm going to go with Trump. And what's going on with Israel and Iraq? I made a terror reading on that. I think it's disgraceful that Iran is bombing Israel and getting away with it. I don't think they should be doing that. I think it's disgusting. It makes me physically sick. I feel sorry for all these people fighting, bombing all these innocent people like children, old people. People don't have anything to do with it. They say the casualty of war. It's like being in Vietnam or Second World War. This is like Second World War of Vietnam. No one wins out in wars, believe me. over land and oil and gasoline. I think that's pretty stupid, fighting over stuff like that. Land, give me a break. I think people should just stay out of people's wars. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. And I think I did a tarot reading about Israel. Israel's going to eventually going to be pissed off and say, "Screw you! I'm going to fight," and they're not gonna take it. You can only take so much. Having bullies it's like being bullied in a playground, and you have all these thugs bullying you. You can only take so much beating up and threats. He's also Iran's threatening the United States, which is not doing well. So hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't. I have a gut feeling that it might turn into something. I hope I'm wrong. That would really suck if we got involved, which we already are. I think we're giving money. Also, I heard we're gonna, and we also gave money to Ukraine, $3 million. I'm thinking, shit, that sucks. Like I said, we don't have any say on how we get our spend. This is our tax money, and we're giving money to Israel. I know they're our allies, but to bomb Russia and other countries, that's putting blood in our hands too. God, that's terrible. I don't think we should be giving money to Ukraine, even though they're our allies. But, I know we're taking Russia, and that's good, but for a price of people's lives and bombing their utility and their gasoline and the oil and all that, I think is ridiculous. That's why I'm a prepper, is because you never know what's going to happen here. Israel is constantly threatening the United States and China and Russia and Putin, and I think Putin's eventually going to, either someone might be, or his health is going bad. And I think the China guy, I forget his name, how you pronounce him, I think his health is not good too. I did his health is terrible. I think he's overweight. I hear he's overweight and he's diabetic. China's, North Korea's, I get them confused. There's so many of them. His health, North Korea's dictator guy is 40 years old. He has diabetes, he has health issues, he's 30 pounds, and I think he won't make it for another year or two. So, and the person behind, if there's another person, he's not doing well. I think in Russia, when Putin goes, there's still going to be bad blood. And unless there's democracy, and these people in Russia are kind of brainwashed, and they don't want democracy, the Russians and the China. Maybe there's some people who want democracy, but not enough to, if you stand up for yourself in these communist countries, you either get shot, killed, or tortured, or thrown in jail. So it's a terrible way to exist, these foreign countries. I feel bad for the innocent people who have to live that way. And the thing I want to just end thing is, when it comes to prepping, I think a lot of people should be prepping. I don't understand why more people are prepping, because also hurricane season. It's hurricane season. I almost forgot. They've had the hurricanes in Florida, and it's coming up. And we had some rain in Massachusetts, but it wasn't severe, like power outages and flooding and stuff. People should do that. You don't have to buy a generator or anything. You don't have to start a huge amount. If you have to be like me, I consider myself a budget prepper, because I can't spend, millions of dollars on a bunker. Who can, unless you have a lot of money, and, like that. You don't have to. You just, get what you can do. Like I say, get a small amount and build up, The same thing for first aid. Life stars are good to have, because you can't always, it depends where you live. If you don't live if you live, a lot of people live in, I live in the suburbs of Massachusetts, and I live in a condo, so you can only store so much water. That's why it's good to have water straws and water purification. Straws last indefinite. I looked that up. As long as it's clean and you don't use it in those sterile things that you put in your water, those last like 2 years. I looked that up. So they last a while. And you know, when it comes to prepping, I know most of people who prep are Republicans, but not all. I'll tell you, you're looking at one. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a moderate. So I vote for the person who I most likely like, and who are for the middle class and the middle class poor and the poor, not for the 10%, the rich. So I'm not voting for Trump. I'll never. And for his vice president, ugh, I don't like either one of them. Despises them. So far, I'm going to vote for Harris. We'll see, unless something changes. I'll stick with that. If not, I'll vote for no one. That's pretty much it. I'm a moderate. I vote for the person who can, I think, can do the best for, like I said, the poor, middle class, you know, and cares about, you know, schools, different issues, schools, less on gun violence and stuff like that, you know, and how we're being treated by the police and everything. You know, we need to be treated with more respect. So this is only a rant, and it's also to, don't forget to prepare. You know, we're living in really scary times. Nothing's wrong with preparing. I think it's a smart thing to do. Like I keep on saying, you don't have to spend a lot of money on preps. If you have to start small, that's fine. You don't have to have humongous weapons and guns and stuff, because you can only store so much, because once guns, the ammo, where you're going to do it, unless you know how to make ammo. In some countries, you're not allowed to do that. If you're a prepper in some countries, they don't allow guns. So then you have to use alternative things. This is only for prepping, I'm saying, or if shit hit in the fan. Like I said, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. So into my next video about prepping or tarot readings or other subjects, take care and bye.